सद्योजातसमाधिजातलहरीम् आद्यां चिदानन्दजां सत्यार्थान्तरदृष्टदेशिकगिरा जाज्वल्यमानां धियम् सम्बुद्ध्यात्मनिरूढयोगजपलात् सम्पश्यमानां भजे शान्त्यायुक्तभवान्तरान्तरचरीम् अस्मज्जगन्नायकीम्.
The teaching of Kashmira Saiva. Once I was in Kanchipuram giving a 3 days talk in the Mat, Shankara Mat. And my stay was with Swami, Metur Swami. It's about from Mat to about, I think, 10 kilometers or something. So Metur Swami was one of the very closest devotees, disciples of Kanchi Ramanacharya. So one day he asked me, "Have you gone through Kashmira Saiva?" I said, "I did not learn it, but a general idea is there." Then Swami said, he's a very innocent saint. He said, Paramacharya has many places told that Kashmira Saiva and Advaita are no difference at all. Generally, they say the difference is in Advaita, they say there is Maya, which is an obstacle to realization. And in Kashmira Saiva, they say it is Divine Mother, it is Parabrahma Mahishi. But Shankaracharya in Saundarya Lahari, you can see, it is also a Tantra book. There also he used all the rasas, as Bettinaji told, he used all the rasas. Shive Shringara Ardra, Tadita Rajane Kutsanapara, Sarosha Gangayam, Girisha Charite Vismayavati, Rosha Vismaya, Harahibhyo Bhita Bhayo, Sarasiruha Saubhagya Janani, Sakishu Smerate Mai Janani Drishtihi Sakaruna. All the Navarasas, all the Rasa Shastra is used by Bhagavad also. And there also it is Divine Mother, and in fact there is no Maya Siddhanta in Advaita. Many people superimpose Maya Siddhanta on Advaiti, and many Advaitis without reading the text accept it also. For Advaita there is no Maya actually. They say it is all Brahman. When you think that this is man, this is woman, it is avidya, that's all. Ignorance, because of ignorance, you think this is man, this is woman, this is Shakti, this is Shiva. It is all one whole Purna. So somewhere perhaps from Bhajagovindam, Maya Mayamidam Akilam Hitva, Brahmapadam Tvam Pravisha Viditva, from that this idea came. I asked recently also some scholar, find out, not from later texts, but directly from Shankaracharya's Bhashya, you tell me one place where he is speaking that Jagat is Maya. It's a mystery that how accretions come and it becomes this main philosophy. And many Vaishnavas, they superimpose this. And they say Mayavadi, Mayavadi. He is a Brahmavadi, Sarvatmavadi. And in Bhagavan's case, it is Atma Vidya. It is the center. Knowing the self. He just stood there. No Siddhanta, nothing. You first know yourself, the whole thing is over. And when people asked him about Mahavakya, Aham Brahmasmi, Bhagavan said, we do not know about Brahman. But all of us know about I, Aham. Aham is known to all. First you know what that Aham is. Then you will find that Aham is not this, that. It is what it is. It is the Purna. Bhagavan said Arunachala is that Aham. Arunachala, you are shining within me as Aham. In Tamil, it is Tan. Tane Tane Tattvam. This is pure Kashmira Saiva, where they say Akritrima Aham Vimarsha. That Aham, Akritrima, not created Aham, not coming and going I. It is the eternal truth, consciousness shining forth within as I am. You just recognize it. But for that, she has told Anupaya. Very beautiful. Upaya means method. Anupaya means no method. Pathless land. There cannot be any path to yourself. Mahavakya also is that. No path. No attainment. You are that. Recognize it now here. Your attention is turned towards that over. One moment, your attention turns towards the existence as I am. Iruppu. In Tamil, Bhagavan uses the word iruppu. The moment you leave that iruppu and go out, you are going away from light. Irundolir unai viduttaduttida deivam iruttinai vilakkeduttaduttidale kan. In Anuttaraashṭikā, Bhagavan said, you are there in me as existence and effulgence. Leaving you and searching for God outside is like taking a lamp and searching for darkness. You are the light. The light is in you as the I am, the existence, pure awareness. So this is unadulterated Kashmira Saiva. It is Advaita. They call it, I think, Shivadvaita or Paramadvaita. Paramadvaita. Paramadvaita means, Advaita itself means no other. No other from where? From existence, from me. From one's own real nature, nothing other exists. So one's own I am is experience, existence, Purna. And this, another thing, this Tantra Loka and Vijnana Bhairava Tantra, which they very much use. She has commented on it. And there many upayas are given for this Anupaya. You get angry, suddenly you turn towards who is the angry person. See, to inquire, when you have some outburst of emotion, that is the right moment to catch hold of this I. So this we see in Bhagavan, but if Bhagavan has not put light on it, Tantra Aloka, as she said, Tantra itself means a method. So whatever may be the experience, turn towards the experiencer. Whatever you may be doing, turn towards yourself. This Bhagavan was constantly doing to whomever came to him. Some doubt they have, use that doubt as an upaya to attain this. Who is the doubter? When anger comes, who is angry? For all this is I. Catch hold of that. So this is the thing that is being given out. And Acharya Lakshmanju has revealed this Kashmira Saiva so beautifully. A great saint who lived not much known to the world, lived in his own spiritual state. Not much known to the world, as she says about Lakshman Brahmachari, you can see, I think it is somewhere there in talks also. And that one photo where Bhagavan and Lakshmanju sits, you can see that connection between them, that love. After so many years, whenever talks were happening in Ramanashram, she came and she was constantly coming. And some other Kashmiri Shaiva people also were coming, devotees were coming. And they were all feeling so much of attunement with Bhagwan's teaching regarding that. And this place also provides that, because Arunachala, this Shiva atmosphere, and this Jnana, and no frills of non-essential things. All frills are cut. Only the essence, the cream is there. No Purva Paksha, Siddhanta, all those things are not there. Directly go to the center and abide there. If possible, you can do it now. As we said yesterday, the thief suddenly becomes the sage, provided there is intense vairagya to push the mind inward and the grace from the center to pull it to the center. It happens, and the abidance happens in one stroke. So this Anupaya also, it says like lightning. See, the Lalita Sahasranama, all those works have this essence. Tadillata Samaruchi says like lightning. One moment you have the abidance in the self. So this, they call it as Akritrima Aham Vimarsha. So yesterday we saw, day before yesterday, this Anuttarāṣṭikā. It is Ashtika or Ashtaka? They put it Ashtika, that's all. 8 verses on the unsurpassable, Anuttara. You cannot go beyond it. That's supreme. So it's pure Paramadvaita. So there we saw the verses. Sankramotrana bhavana nacha kathayuktirna charcha nacha dhyanam va nacha dharana nacha japabhyasa prayaso nacha. All these things are over. So here the teacher is saying, at last I have reached the spot where there is no going from here to there. No shift. No imagination. After, when the mind comes to touch the consciousness, it can know, one power is lost. That is imagination. Sankalpa. Bhagavan says it is like the old film plate. The photography, they will develop the film inside the dark room. But if the film is exposed to sunlight, you cannot bring out the photograph. It will be washed. Like that, no bhavana. Na kathayuktihi, no amount of argument, discussion, analysis, all these things are over. Charcha nacha, dhyanam va nacha, no meditation. Dharana nacha, na japabhyasa prayasaha. I want to do japa, this, that. All over. Tat kim nama sunishchidam vadaparam satyam tat satyam cha tat shruyatam. And the last verse, we have already seen these verses, I am fastly saying this. Na tyagi, na parigrahi. No renunciation, no possession. Nothing to give up, nothing to possess. Bhaja sukham sarvam yathavasthitaha. Abide in yourself and just go through life as it is. Happily. So this is the Jivan Mukta state. Samsarosti na tattvatas-tanubhridam bandasya vartaivaka. He is in the physical body. It is not Videha Mukti. So Tanubhridam, he is in the physical body for the onlooker. But for him, there is no samsara. No samsara at all. Bandasya vartaivaka. What is there to speak about bondage? Nothing to speak about bondage at all. Bondage does not exist. Bandho yasya na jatu. There was no bondage, there is no bondage, and there will be no bondage. Once the self is known, the knowledge is of such nature that there is eternal freedom. In the past there was no ignorance, in the present there is no ignorance, in the future also no ignorance. Ignorance cannot stay in the self, like darkness cannot stay in the sun. So, mithyamoha kridesha rajju bhujagachchaya pishacha brahmaha ma kinchit tyajan. Don't give up anything. Mahagrihana, don't take anything. Because nothing belongs to you. What is there to take? What is there to give up? Viharasvastho yathavasthita. Abide in the self and just roam about. Abide in your real nature and just roam about. Puja pujaka pujya bheda sarani keyam kathanuttare sankrama kila kasyakena vidhade kova praveshakramaha. This difference, duality of worshipper, worship, all these things cease to exist. Mayeyam cha na chidadvayat parataya bhinnapyaho vartate sarvam swanubhava swabhava vimalam chintam vrithaha mahakrithaha. It is pure compassion. Or he says, unnecessarily don't think. This is enough teaching. He says, stop thinking. Chintam vritha makrithaha. Don't create thought. Thinking is, we have already burnt our nerves by thinking. Cells in the brain heated. It is like a cooker. It is like a, where idli is, you put then it comes out as idli. So much of burning the cells. So quieten it. Don't think. Chintam vritha ma krithaha. Anandotrana vittamadhya madavan naivangana sangavate deeparkendu krita prabha prakaravan naiva prakashodayah harshas sambrida bheda mukti sukabhuhu bharavataropamaha sarvadvaita padasya vismrita nidhehe prapti prakashodaya. Prakashodaya. It's a very great clarity. We already spoke about this also. The experience of the self and the joy that arises from it, that inward joy. That is why we very often we say it is about peace. It is about peace. Not the imagined happiness, bliss, contact bond joy. It is not any contact bond joy. And any contact bond pleasure will lead you to suffering, misery. Dukkhayonaya evate. As in Gita, Krishna said, Dukkhayoni. It is the source of sorrow. One day or the other, it will give you suffering. So, this Ananda is not due like what you get a lottery, lot of wealth, vittam. Then Madhya, you take wine and people say that is happiness. It is not like that, and not like having a man-woman contact. That is not the pleasure. And when they say it is light, it is not the light of lamp or sun or moon. Deepa arka indu krita prabha. Na. And he says it is like a heavy load is kept on your head and asked to walk 15 kilometers. And when you keep it down, how will you feel? Like that, a heavy load is taken away from you, and your swabhava vimala, your very inherent, natural, pure bliss it is. It is not something which is imposed from outside. It is not something which you experience. Even in deep sleep, who is the experience? Everything is taken away. Bhagavan is giving you a glimpse. The body is taken away, mind is taken away, world is taken away, ego is taken away. And when you wake up, you are going to become the Indian president that morning, but you woke up by 2:30 and you have to wake up only by 4 o'clock, and you find 1.5 hours more. Thank God, go back. The joy there of being nobody, not an experiencer, enjoyer, is more blissful than any joy that you will get by becoming somebody. To cease to exist as I. So that is Sarvadvaita Padapsya. It is Sarvadvaita Padam. Vismrta Nidhe. You have forgotten the treasure. It is in your heart. To re-own it is the light. The light is just turned towards that, and you recognize that you are having that great nidhi, that treasure. As Bhagavan calls Arunachala as that great treasure. So, Ragadvesha Sukha Sukhodaya Laya Hankara Dainyadayaha E Bhavaha Pravibhanti Vishwavapushaha Binvasvabhavanate Vyaktim Pashyasi Yasya Yasya Sahasa Tattadekatmatam Samvidrupam Avekshi Kim Naramase Tadbhavana Nirbharaha. All states of mind like love and hatred, pleasure and pain, ego and afflictions, etc., arising and disappearing to you appear distinct. Ragadvesha Sukha Sukhodaya Laya Ahankara Dainyadayo E Bhavaha. Bhava means they are all manifestations happening in the self, like sparks arising from the fire. Many things happen. Pravibhanti Vishwavabhushaha Binnasvabhava Nate. They are, however, part of the universal body. Their nature is not separate. See, this creation, this Sarga Kalaha is happening constantly. And this I, ego arises and it says it is happening to me. It is happening to me. I am experiencing this. Whenever you observe any one of them arising, at once become aware of their oneness. Contemplate in them the form of pure consciousness. Filled with this contemplation, will you not experience joy? Vyaktim pashyasi yasya yasya sahasa tattadekatmatam ekatmata samvidrupam. See how to give up the world. Renunciation. Shankaracharya says, perhaps it is, I think, in Aparokshanubhuti, where he says, Chittadi sarvabhaveshu. The mind, the senses, the ego, these things arise within like waves, bubbles in the ocean. All of them arise, stay and go back. They have no separate existence from water. When you see them as water, the wave is also water, the bubble is also water, the iceberg is also water. So too, seeing everything as that one whole, as Atma, Chittadi sarvabhaveshu, Brahmatmatva avalokanat. Tyagah prapanjarupasya Brahmatmatva avalokanat. Tyago hi mahatam pujyah sadyo mokshamayo viduhu. Chittadi sarvabhaveshu Brahmatmatva avalokanat. Seeing everything as Brahman. All these modes that arise as nothing but the self. They arise, stay and go back. See, one generally Bhagavan says, there is no mind. Amani bhava. Recently also somebody asked. And people think that Amani bhava means the body is there, you are in the world, but there is no mind. Ultimately, not seeing the mind, as she said about rasa, everything, in Saundarya Lahari, Shankaracharya has given a verse where he says, Divine Mother, you are one with Shiva. And from Shiva, you wake up. And it's a great, beautiful way. Kanchi Paramacharya says, like a volcano. The volcano just thrusts itself from within to explode, and at last it explodes. Like that, this Purushakara, this I. And there he says that I is Divine Mother. It is not away from Shiva. It is the same force which expresses itself as I. And there he says, Aho Purushika. Aho Purushika. You are Purushika. You appear as man. And then as mind. Then as Akasha. Then as Vayu. Then as Agni. Then as water. Then as earth. Then as all creatures. So the first manifestation is this I thought. Then as mind, and the I thought and mind are not separate from the source. The pure consciousness takes that form. So when you know that it is all samvidrupam, it is all pure consciousness. Now we say this is a vyakti, this is a vyakti, this is a vyakti. Vyaktim pashyasi yasya. It is yasya, right? Vyaktim pashyasi yasya sahasa. This is a vyakti, vyakti means a separate individuality, a mold, a mode. This is a thought, this is a emotion, this is I, this is he. Even if nobody is there, I keep my eyes closed, all vyaktis are there inside. It is all only one self alone exists, nothing else exists. Samvidrupam apekshya kim na ramase. By seeing that samvidrupam in all these names and forms, don't accept anything else, just see that one behind all the manifestation. Generally, example is given with gold, you have all ornaments, everything, but what exists is gold. Like that one essence, samvidrupam avekshya, by knowing the samvid, kim na ramase. Why don't you take delight in the self? Tad bhavana nirbharaha. By that ekatma bhavana, advaita bhavana, filled with, that is why nirbhara means filled with. In Patanjali Yoga Sutra, Patanjali says, the knower's intellect is filled with the meditation of truth. Ritam bhara tatra prajna. His prajna is filled with satyam, ritam, that brahmanubhuti. So, purva bhava bhavakriya hi sahasa bhavaha sadasmin bhave madhyakara vikara sankaravatam tesham kutas satyata nissatye chapale prapancha nichaye swapna bhrame peshale shankatanka kalanka yukti kalanatita prabuddho bhava. Always the last line is very powerful. It's like a Mahavakya. He says, Prabuddho bhava. Wake up. Become awakened. He says, become awakened. Purva bhava bhavakriyahi sahasa bhavaha sada asmin bhave. The non-existent suddenly is brought into existence. Such are always the states of being in this world. Something arises in the mind. First of all, the mind itself do not exist, but it comes to existence. It is like the mirage in desert. Suddenly it is seen. And if you search for it, it is not there, but it appears. Everything. Rite artham yat pratiyeta. Na pratiyeta cha atmani. Tadvidyad atmano mayam. Yatha bhaso yatha tamaha. If you ask what is the maya of the Atma, Bhagavata says, without any reason, something is seen. And when you turn towards the Atma, the self, nothing is seen. This is maya of Atma. The world is seen, the body is seen, I, you, all these are there, but in deep sleep, nothing is there. That is very easy to understand. The self, nothing is there. Only self exists. Even I am not there. For whom all this samsara Brahma? I want to get liberated. Can you carry your liberation to deep sleep at least? This I cannot be taken there. That is why the Sankramotra na. You cannot carry any God into that state. You cannot carry anything into that state. Your disease you cannot carry. Your tension you cannot carry. Your spiritual practice also you cannot carry. So when you recognize, turn towards your real nature, that is as it is. Irunda padikke iru. Be as you are. So this is the so purva bhava kriyahi sahasa bhavaha sadasmin bhave purva bhava bhavakriya. Purva bhava. In Nayayikas they say purva bhava pradvamsa bhava. Praga bhava pradvamsa bhava. Before there is absence, after absence, and in between something is seen. Bhagavata, Chatushloki Bhagavata, the essential seed Bhagavata, where Bhagavan is giving the teaching to Brahma, where he says, Brahma, I will give you in one shloka, I will tell you, before you manifested, I alone was. After your manifestation goes away, I alone will remain. Even now, I alone remain. He says, Ahameva asameva agre na anyadyat sadasat param pasyadaham yatetacha yaha avashishyeta sosmiham. Only that pure one exists, all these names and forms, everything is there. It is just krida, that's all. Nothing else can be said. It is all krida. So, the non-existent suddenly is brought into existence. Such are always the states of being in this world. How being intermingled due to deformation of the intermediate state, can they possess any reality? Madhyakara vikara sankaravatam tesham kutas satyata. In between you see all this sankara, all this mixture, trying to confuse. Like a father puts some vesha and goes before his child and tells, find out, like a lion or tiger. And the child is afraid, and at last he learns to find out. In whatever form he comes, the child finds out. Like that is the story. So this is all the Sankara, name and form, mixture, everything seen is all that one whole. That Purna. Nissatye chapale prapancha nichaye swapana bhrame peshale. It is how find reality in the unreal. Nissatye chapala. Chapala means unstable. In multiplicity of worldly things, a dream's confusion, or in very deceptive, it's actually unstable. Yesterday we said it's like keeping the gooseberry in your nose. You try to balance. However you try, one day it will fall. One moment it will fall. Like that is this Maya, Nissatye Chapale, this Prapancha Nichaya, so much things in which is you called world, and do research. Maya wants to keep you busy so that you will never inquire, who am I? Generally in village they will say, if a newly married girl comes, mother-in-law wants to constantly give her work. And if no work is there, she will take some rice and mix it with some sesame seed and ask her to separate. This is Maya doing. All these signs, explore, find out, thrill. Go to space. If work is over here, go to space. Go underneath ocean. Never turn towards yourself. Not allowing to look at the eye. Look at everything else. Even if you try to look at eye, she will just come. Yes, we will do research on consciousness. Come. You should not go to experience. That is her job. Because the moment you touch the experience, this gooseberry will fall. This gooseberry you are balancing with so much effort in your nose will fall. So she is keeping it intact. So Shankatanga Kalanga Yukti Kalanatitaha. All this transcend the impurity that causes doubt and fear. Shanka, Atanka. Shanka is doubt. Atanka is anxiety and fear. Shanka, Tanka, Kalanka, Yukti, Kalanatitaha. Your reasoning, everything, it's all just some problem here. Prabuddho bhava, wake up. Prabuddho bhava, wake up. Bhavanam na samudbhavosti sahajastvad bhantyami nissatya api satyatam anubhava bhrantya bhajanti kshanam tvat sankalpaja esha vishwamahima nastyasya janmanyatah tasmatvam vibhavena bhasi bhuvaneshu ekopi anekatmakah. Although you are one, you appear like many. While reading, I am waiting with thrill for the last line. See, because I am also reading this for the first time. I have not read it, went through it. So I am also reading it for the first time. So the last line I am waiting. So bhavanam na samudbhavosti sahajaha tvad bhantyami tasma. The last line is, therefore your glory shines in all the worlds. Though one, you have many forms. You appear to have many forms. Tasmat tvam vibhavena bhasi. With so much names and forms. As Upanishad says, Vedas says, Mahima. That Mahima is Sve Mahimni Stitaha. In which glory are you staying? I am staying in the glory of my own real nature. Sve Mahimni. So, Tasmatvam Vibhavena Bhasi Puvaneshu Ekopi. Although you are one, Anekatmakaha. Like many you appear. Bhavanamna Samudbhavosti. It is not the innate being that gives rise to these various states. They appear created by you, though unreal. They become real through a momentary confused perception. The glory of this universe is born from your will. It has no other origin. Therefore, your glory shines in all the worlds. Bhavanamna samudbhavosti. Sahajaha. In that sahaja, in the Atmaswarupa, all these bhavas are arising. Many things are happening. Shankaracharya says it is like a mirror. Appearance, reflection in a mirror. Vishwam darpana drishyamana nagaritulyam. Where from this reflection came? What is here is seen there. Nama vichara malala unirke. Something within, it appears outside. So, bhavanamna samudbhavosti sahajaha tvadbhavita bhantyami. They are all bhanti, is shining before you, seen before you by what is inside you. As in Dakshinamurti Stotra he says, like the bijam is inside and things are seen outside. Whatever you are seeing outside has a corresponding element inside. From there you are seeing these things. Nissatya api. All these are, although unreal, satyadam anubhava bhrantya bhajanti kshanam. For the time being, they appear too real, very real. Tvatsankalpajayesha vishwamahima. The glory of the entire universe is Tvatsankalpaja. It is all born by your sankalpa. Nastyasya janma anyataha. It all appears to be born from the self. The whole world, there is a shloka which says, where from the earth arose. It's all the Upanishad condensation. Earth arose from water. Where from water arise? It arose from fire. Where from the fire arise? It arose from air. And where from the air arise? It arose from the sky, space. And where from the space arose? It arose from the mind. Because when the mind merges in the heart, space disappears, time disappears. And where from the mind arise? It did not arise. It just, so the whole thing is gone. So, Tvatsankalpaja yesha vishwamahima. This entire vishwamahima is your sankalpa. Everything is sankalpa. Nahyasti avidya manasotirikta. Manohi avidya bhavabandha hetu. Tasmin vinashte sakalam vinashtam. Vijrumbhite esmin sakalam vijrumbhate. As Viveka Chudamani, Shankaracharya says, avidya, we call all the samsara is due to avidya. And what is avidya? There he says, avidya is another name for mind. Mind is avidya. Nahi asti avidya manasaha atirikta. Manohi avidya. Mind is avidya. Manohi avidya bhavabandha hetuhu. It is cause for samsara, bondage. Tasmin vinashte. When mind is removed. When mind is no more, sakalam vinashtam. Everything disappears. Tasmin vinashte sakalam vinashtam. Vijrumbhite. When the mind projects itself, comes out. Sakalam vijrumbhate. Everything comes out. So this we experience. So, Tvatsankalpajayesha Vishwamahima. This entire Vishwa is great relief, Otherwise, you have to find out how the world was created. All kind of theory is needed. You have to burn the brain with all these problems. And anyone can project any kind of theory and believe in that. As Mandukya Karika Gaudapadacharya says, they propound a theory and they believe. And they don't know that the theory that they believe or convinced is revealed to them by the inner self for the time being. They are so convinced about it. This is the truth. All these years, so many theories were there. They were all fools. And your grandson is waiting to tell that you are a fool. This is the history. This is history. So this is history. As Yam bhavam darshayedyasya tam bhavam satu pashyati. Whatever bhava is revealed to anyone, that bhava he sees. And he becomes a propounder of that bhava. And he defeats everyone in the debate by proving that this alone is true, and he gets a Nobel Prize. And after 50 years, another person comes and puts his theory in dustbin. He also gets a Nobel Prize. So this is the history. This is not my Siddhanta, it is Gaudapadacharya's Siddhanta. So Gaudapadacharya says, so the inner Deva, he is showing many things. And whatever he shows, you will believe. He reveals you science, you will believe science. He reveals you mathematics, you believe mathematics. Mathematics is not belief. 1 plus 1, 2, from that onwards, even 1 exists is a belief. So, if somebody argues me, this is not right, you can say, because I don't believe in my own belief. It is also a sankalpa only. So this is Tvat Sankalpajayesha Vishwamahima. This Vishwamahima is born from your sankalpa. Nastyasya janma. No birth at all. Ataha. So, the result is not any theory. We are not concerned about any theory. We are not concerned about any philosophy. Tvam vibhavena bhasi bhuvaneshu. In all names and forms, one ekatma, one atma is appearing as man, woman, mind, knowledge, ideas, everything it arises, stays and goes back. Again hold on to that one atma. This is the essence. Yat satyam yadasatyam alpa bahulam nityam na nityam chayat yan maya malinam yadatma vimalam chiddarpane rajate tatsarvam swavimarsha samvidudayad rupa prakashatmakam nyatva swanubhavadi mahima vishveshwaratvam bhaja. Very beautiful. Both the real and the unreal, the simple and the complex, the eternal and the temporal, that which due to illusion is impure and also the purity of the self, all shine in the mirror of consciousness. Chiddarpanam. Chiddarpanam means the mirror of consciousness. All this is seen as having the nature of pure light. As consciousness arises in self-awareness, recognizing your glory, rooted in your own experience, share in the universal power of the Lord. Yat jnatva swanubhavadi rudha mahima. Know this and Swanubhava Adhirudha Mahima. The yogi is called Adhirudha. Yoga Rudha Gita says, Bhagavata says Adhirudha. Adhirudha. So here also he uses that word Swanubhava Adhirudha Mahima Vishveshwaratvam Bhaja, means you attain Syad Ishwaratvam. In Dakshinamurti Stotram, Shankaracharya says you will have Ishwaratva. You will become one with Vishveshwara. There is no fear to say I am one with God. You are not saying I am one with God by body idea. You are ceasing to exist. You become one with God and say Narayanoham Narakantakoham Purantakoham Purushoham Ishwaraha. So Vishveshwaratvam Bhaja. You attain Vishveshwaratva. You attain oneness with Vishveshwara. Vishwam itself is Ishvara. And there is no you from Vishwam. In Vishnu Sahasranama, the very first Nama is Vishwam. Vishwasmai Namaha. Vishwam is Vishnu. And you don't exist apart from that Vishwam. Idam hi Vishwam Bhagavani Vetaro Yato Jagatstana Nirodha Sambhavaha. Tadhi Swayam Veda Bhavanstatapi Vai Pradesha Matram Bhavata Pradarshitam. The Bhagavata, Narada is telling Vyasa, this Vishwam is Vishnu. It appears as if not like that. It appears like many. You know this truth fully. And even after knowing this fully, you spoke partial truth in Mahabharata. That was something wrong that you did. Now you speak only that, nothing else. This is the initiation given to Bhagavata. Idam hi Vishwam Bhagavan. Itaraha iva bhati. It appears as if not Bhagavan. Idam hi Vishwam Bhagavani Vetaro. Yato Jagatstana Nirodha Sambhavaha. From that arises, stays there, goes back there. Tadhi Swayam Veda. You know it completely. Tathapi Pradesha Matram Bhavada Pradarshitam. You just revealed only Pradesha, partial. Now you reveal only that, one, nothing else. You speak anything else exists, mind will be born. Mind will take birth. And creation, problem will come, samsara will come. So, be firm in that oneness. So, yat satyam, yada satyam, alpa bahulam. That which is true, that which is false, that is little, that which is many. Nityam na nityam chayat. Temporary, permanent. In maya malinam. Something is in maya. You can see, we have to meditate on this verse deeply, because all our experience comes under all these categories. Something good, something bad, something I did, something he did. Some good experience happened in life, some bad experience happened in life. Something is for long period, something is for temporary period. So many things, so collectively all this we call as my life. And all this is, he says, Chiddarpane Rajate. All this is appearing in the mirror of Chit, in the mirror of consciousness, mere appearance. In the cinema, like a movie in the screen, only screen exists. In that Adhisthana, all these names and forms and manifold experiences are coming and going. Tat sarvam swavimarsha samvid udayad rupa prakashatmakam. First, this samvit is there in me as the experiencer, experienced. This I am. In that samvit only everything is seen. That samvit is splendorous than the sun, because even the sun is recognized because of this light. With this light, I am seeing the sun, moon, lamp. Na tatra suryo bhati na chandratarakam nema vidyuto bhanti kutoyam agnihi. Tameva bhantam anubhati sarvam. Tasya bhasa sarvamitam vibhati. By that light all these are seen. So that is the supreme light. Tat sarvam swavimarsha samvid. That swavimarsha, all this is seen as having the nature of pure light as consciousness arises in self-awareness. Swavimarsha samvid udayad rupa prakashatmakam. By that light this is seen. Jnatva, by knowing that, svanubhavadi rudha, firmly rooted in svanubhava, in the I am. Adirudha, Adirudha samadhi yoga swapnam punarna bhajade pratibuddhavastuhu. As Bhagavata says, when the person is in the Adirudha samadhi, he just forgets the world, everything, like one who has woken up from a dream. Adirudha samadhi yoga swapnam punarna bhajade pratibuddhavastuhu. He is pratibuddha. Here also the same word comes somehow. Prabuddho bhava. So, tat sarvam swavimarsha samvidudayad rupa prakashatmakam. All these names and forms are being seen by that jnatva svanubhavadi rudha mahima. When you rooted in that svanubhava, you become Vishveshwara. You become one with Ishwaratvam. As Dakshinamurti Stotram, Shankaracharya says Ishwaratvam, Syad Ishwaratvam. Here also he says, you can also become Ishwara. One with Ishwara. Becoming at one-ment, you can say. Merging one with, because it is not that you become one, you are that. And this ignorance is removed. Vishveshwaratvam bhaja. Why don't you be that? It is atheism. It is falsehood. It is sin to say that I am not God. So Swami Ramatirtha said this. Swami Ramatirtha said this. It doesn't mean that as a body I am claiming. It means standing apart from God. Standing away from Him as I is atheism. It is falsehood. What they call it is infidelity. Infidelity. It is sin to say that I exist apart from God. So, this is what here jnatva svanubhavadhi rudha mahima Vishveshwaratvam bhaja. You hold on, you own your Vishveshwaratva. You become Vishveshwara. You don't exist apart from that universal oneness, that universal whole, that purnata, that purnatvam. So this is the grand work of Anuttarāṣṭikā. As see, this is also divine will. She gives the book, and without thinking I opened. I did not prepare. Just started reading, started talking on that, and today she has given us a small introduction to Kashmira Saiva tradition. And now the whole 8 verses, so powerful, grand verses of the state of Mahavakya Upadesha. It's actually, it's a Jivan Mukta state. So that we have seen, and so today, last 2 days we have completed this work on Kashmira Saiva. Now I am also inspired to go more into those works, and because this year Kanchi Swami Acharya has asked me to go to Kashmir during Shankara Jayanti, and they are 100 of them, they are also coming. So this is an occasion perhaps. So Shankara, so This is perhaps things happen along with that. Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala.